What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor and Lorraine. Welcome back to the week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. I am joined as always by my best man, Mr. Shaun Meighan. Shaun, how's it going?
Good. Top of the evening to you all. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
It's very good, Shaun, because we're not recording this on Paddy's Day.
Not at all. But I looked at the calendar before I recorded.
He's a professional.
You can't train this kind of stuff, folks.
I wish you could. So, yeah, it is Paddy's Day. Happy Paddy's Day to everybody. I mean, this is us from the past saying good. One tip for anybody not from Ireland, don't call it Paddy's Day. Just no tease. It's St. Patrick. I'm okay with that. Paddy has two D's.
Paddy has two D's because Patrick is Pádraig, which is spelt with a D. I know it's confusing.
Don't get into it. The lad got rid of the snakes.
He did. Well, did you know what I meant by snakes, pagan? That's what they meant.
He missed one though, Shaun, didn't he? Fair play to you.
Look, I'm still here, boys, huh?
I snuck under the radar.
You won't get rid of me that easy.
I love, for one episode a year, we get to really amp up the accents and just go full into our country accents that nobody will understand.
Oh, I'm going to break into a sing-song halfway through the episode, I think.
I want to put H's and S's in every fucking word that doesn't need it. Do you know what I mean?
Stop, would you?
Would you stop, would you? For God's sake. So, if this is your first episode, we're not normally like this, but you know, it's the day that's in it. You know what I mean? So, if it's your first episode, you don't have to do anything. Just chill out. But if it's your second or above, we really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share, whatever way you could support the show. That'd be absolutely great.
I'm going to say as well, if you're Irish, you have to rate 5 stars today.
Oh, right. And if they're not Irish, that implies they don't have to?
Everyone's Irish in some way, shape or form. We populated the fucking globe in the 1800s.
We've infected everywhere, lads.
Nowhere is safe.
We're like mould. You can't get rid of us.
Green mould, we call ourselves.
But if it's your second or above, as I said, 5 stars on Spotify. We are currently going for 150 5-star reviews before summer solstice. And the sacrifice, or not the sacrifice, the hostage situation. That's what's going to happen if we don't get there.
I'm in danger, folks.
I have a few orphans ready to go. You don't want little Timmy to lose his life, lads, do you?
They weren't orphans originally, but he's seen to that already.
We had to startle them. We had to start them off scared.
You have to let them know you mean business, you know.
We have a side podcast where it's just us giving tips for kidnappings. Right, to let them know you mean business, kill everyone they know and love. Yeah. Right, step 1.
We still also do weird news on that podcast for some reason.
And we go into Weird News Wednesday now. So as Shaun mentioned, halfway through this show we're going to go to weird news. If you're here for some funny stories, it's just a bit of a more light-hearted section of the show that if you want to start the week off properly, that's the way to go. Just some of the stories from around the world that maybe made us laugh over the last 7 days. But Shaun, it is now time to get into some news. And we're going to start off with your favourite superhero, as you revealed in last week's Q&A, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Yeah, we love Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is getting a number 4 with Mr. Thomas E. Holland. And not only that, but we have found out this week that Stranger Things actress Sadie Sink is set to appear alongside Mr. Tom Holland in Spider-Man 4. That's also to go with the hundreds of other rumours where they were like, it's going to be grounded, and then they were like, wait, no, now it's going to be universe breaking.
It's a street level multiverse story. Like, this movie is everything at the minute.
They're like, it's a street level Galactus story.
yeah, it's Schrodinger's Spider-Man at the minute. In that,
it's everything and nothing currently. So Sadie Sink has been cast with it. Obviously, we don't know the role that she's going to be playing. I had some fun during last week, Shaun, in which I implied she might be Lady Stiltman.
Lady Stiltman is always an option.
Always there if we need it. But I mean, the real question, Shaun, is who do we think Sadie Sink is playing, and is it going to be good?
I think that there is there's a long-standing tradition of getting redheads to play Gwen Stacy for some reason.
Yeah, what's the deal?
It just, I guess, you know, you need red under blonde on camera, otherwise it doesn't look right.
And look, they've all been quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been killed. Like Bryce Dallas Howard, and then you had Emma Stone. I mean, that's not a bad duo so far.
There's some good Gwens, you know?
There's some good Gwens. So, I mean, Sadie Sink, I could see her playing Gwen. This also then leads into the fact that, like, how many love interests is Spider-Man going to have in this movie?
How many love interests does Spider-Man have in any Spider-Man story, you know?
The man can't move for the women.
It's wild considering his personality. There is also, and this is like trying to outthink the rumour mill already, but...
Okay.
And this is any Spider-Man... This is the most wanky thing I've ever said.
Everyone, it's Paddy's Day, so Sean's allowed one wanky comment for today. Please, Shaun, continue.
In Spider-Man fan circles, right, there's like this ongoing joke / point of contention that they keep trying to put quote-unquote Spider-Gwen, aka Ghost Spider, which is her actual name, trying to put Spider-Gwen into stuff because she's a popular character because of Spider-Verse in, like, general public, right? And I think Sadie Sink is big enough that you could hang Spider-Gwen off of her and, like, build a film or a series or whatever around that.
Right. So you're doing that. Well, actually, I'm not doing
the well, actually. I'm just saying she's a big enough name.
Yeah, and I think she would be really good in the role. I mean, like, obviously she's very good as just acting. She's just very good. So,
I've only seen her in Stranger Things, but she was good in that.
Quite good in that. So, fair play.
And also, I don't care about Stranger Things anymore. It's been like 4 years since the last
She's
one.
just delighted to get out of there. Fucking hell.
Her and Joseph Quinn are doing really well.
They're literally locked into those 50-year contracts. They just have to keep coming back to play children.
Joe Keery just wants to be a DJ. Just let him be a DJ.
So look, Sadie Sink being cast as Spider-Man, I think it's really good casting. First and foremost, we don't know who she's going to play, but I know if you can get someone who's that skillful and talented into the production, always a good start. You still have obviously all of the same cast from the previous few movies, so this then raises the question of, as it always does, Shaun, with this Spider-Man 4, is We've got Amnesia Spider-Man. No, we've got Amnesia everyone else. Spider-Man, no
He's
Amnesia.
the only one in the world without amnesia right now.
He's minus amnesia, right? But everybody else got the old amnesia going. Perfect chance for a street-level Spider-Man to rediscover his love and just kind of handle crooks every day. Saying that, though, it is in the middle of Secret Wars and all of those Avengers movies. It's meant to be literally a direct sequel to Secret Wars, so I'm assuming lots of space stuff, which this movie is everything, as we kind of said.
Yeah, I think whatever happens, I think the Spider-Man 4, I think it's going to open with him finally fighting Scorpion from that one post-credit scene that was teased. I think then they can say that's the street level part, and then they're just going to do whatever they want.
They can green screen him into one street. Look, he's there.
It's what would be what I want, and we kind of got a bit of it.
Yeah, actually, you know what? As the biggest Spider-Man fan I know, Shaun, what do you want to happen in Spider-Man 4?
I want him to fight the Spot, but in a Daredevil style hallway fight sequence. I want him to fight the Spot inside.
So you want Spider-Verse, but like live action and also Daredevil. Spider-Verse and Daredevil season 1 mixed together. Oh, so what you want
the best
is
thing
two
to
of
ever
the
exist.
two of the best pieces of production ever to do with superheroes and just combine them together.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I'm asking. I don't think that's too much.
It's a bold strategy, but I can see it paying off.
I also want him to fight Tombstone, who's just like a mid-level crime boss with unbreakable skin. Just a fun little villain.
What about Stiltman?
Stiltman will probably show up, and you're not going to like this because it's never going to come out. Stiltman will probably show up in Armour Wars.
That's never going to show up.
Because Siltman is a product of Armour Wars from Justin Hammer selling a load of weird suit designs.
So this is our one conversation every I would say maybe 6 to 8 weeks of, is Armour Wars happening?
Armour Wars happening. Is Sadie Sink in Armour Wars? That's my question.
Sadie Sink cast for Armour Wars. It's locked in. You heard it here first. I think this is great casting. I mean, if she's not playing Gwen Stacy, this is mental who we get her to play.
Yeah, it's not great. So they've cast a great actor. We don't know if it's great casting until they announce who she's playing.
No, but
if she's playing Silk, that's an issue.
Oh yeah, fair enough. But still, I think she could pull it off.
She's not Scarlett Johansson. She can't just play Asian.
She's got to learn from Johansson.
Takes her under her wing.
Just maybe to have a meeting with her, maybe learn through that. But yeah, I suppose. Look, I think I misspoke. It's not great casting, but it's a great actress brought in to do acting on a production. You've added a good level of talent to the film. And it's definitely Gwen Stacy, right?
Has to be Gwen Stacy. Like, what do we do?
I mean, if it's not, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, it's just, I don't even know. Like, okay. So we're going to move on to our next piece of news, Shaun. Sorry?
They're doing Aunt May again. It's Sadie Sink now.
She's younger and younger. They never said it had to be his aunt.
No,
just
it's
a different person's aunt.
Yeah, like she just rocks up and she's like holding her sister's 8-month-old. And it's like, oh, my name's May. Nice to meet you.
So, Shaun, I want to move on to my favourite rumour that I've heard in a long time, which means it's not confirmed, but you'll know why I'm reading it after I've said it. Because Marvel reportedly wants Denzel Washington to play Magneto in their X-Men reboot.
Okay. I mean, of course they want Denzel Washington to play one of the biggest characters.
We've kind of already talked about this, but I think every studio for every production should always be like, at the top of the list, is there any chance we could get Denzel in to play a character?
He could play Silk.
Oh, he'd kill it. and he'd sound like Denzel.
Yeah, of course. He's not changing his voice. The thing about this, right, I go back and forth on this. You can do... Magneto really should have been in the Holocaust, right?
I mean, it does add a lot to his character, yeah.
Yeah, and there's no reason that Denzel Washington playing Magneto means he's not in the Holocaust. But I think
he would have been killed for different reasons.
He would have been killed for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I feel like there is something about Magneto being specifically a white Jewish man who suffered and is now fighting against all of this stuff. I think some of that matters to the character. And I've heard people say like, oh, do like a Malcolm X, Martin Luther King thing of like set it during the civil rights movement. Which is a nice idea.
Cool.
It is. You are equating two tragedies in very different ways, like two fights for justice. It's very messy, is what I'm saying.
It is the X-Men, though. It's naturally messy.
This is true, and the X-Men, by and large, are like a reflection of what's going on in society at the time.
Yeah.
So to say, I don't know. I think he'd be good, but I don't know what the move is.
Yeah, like, we can talk about, like, oh, well, it could be this and this, but simultaneously, if tomorrow they were like Denzel Washington as Magneto, we'd be like, fucking great stuff. Yeah. Let's get Denzel in.
Fucking gangbusters, man. Let's go.
If you can get Denzel in to play anybody, let's fucking go. I would slightly agree with you. Simultaneously, though, I think he has that kind of sway that, like, you'd kind of want the side. It'd be very similar to Gladiator 2 recently, where like it had me being like, Paul, get out, Paul Mescal, get off the screen, even though you're one of us. Denzel's way cooler. I think Denzel is more of a Professor X character in my head. Yeah, I don't know how to put it other words. Oh, could he be a different X-Men villain? Because I mean, they have said like he's playing an X-Men villain, like the big bad. But I mean, that's obviously Magneto, but is there a different X-Men villain?
I mean,
Sinestro.
Mr. Sinister.
Sorry, Mr. Sinister, not Mr. Sinestro.
Oh, dude, Denzel as Mr. Sinister wearing capes and high collars and shit.
He'd kill it.
That's pretty good. That's a lot of fun.
I think you bring him in just to play some shit-eating, fucking scene-chewing villain.
You're using him for gravitas is why you're bringing him in.
The issue is, right, and look, I don't mean this in a mean way, but if you bring Denzel in as a villain, who, on the opposite side for Professor X, has the same level of charisma that we want to side with them? Because I don't want to bring up Gladiator 2 again, right? Because Paul Mescal, he's one of us. We got to support him.
Of course.
But
it's on today of all days.
And on today of all days, right? But Paul knows this. I mentioned this to Paul quietly down the pub one night. But I was saying to him, now, Paul, you're a fucking legend, lad. Like, you know, you have loads of charisma, but there's levels to charisma. And you have normal man charisma, and then you've got Denzel Washington charisma. And that's a difficult one to get to. So who do you get as the Professor X, or somebody to go against him that has the same level?
Yeah, I've done one of the most fucked Google searches I've done in a while, which is just best old actors. And if we were to, you know, we're looking for a cross from Denzel here.
Yeah, you're looking for like an A-lister, a big hitter.
Yeah, Alfred Molina, but he's done, you know?
He's done. He's done.
Jeffrey Wright would not be a bad Professor X.
Oh, Jeffrey could do it.
He does Jeffrey good bald as well.
Yeah. I was thinking, I'm trying to think of, couldn't be Tom Hanks. Has to be Tom Cruise. So,
Cruise is not bad.
How do you match Denzel charisma? You bring in the madman Cruise.
Oh, Connor, I've got this in the bag.
Okay.
Let me cast your mind back to a well-known actor by the name of Stephen Dorff.
Big Steve. I mean, what are we doing, Shaun? I mean, the only obvious answer here is Michael Chiklis. As big chickheads as we are, right?
The baldest man in Hollywood.
The baldest man in Hollywood. How has he never been cast as Professor X?
Oh my God, that's perfect. He's long overdue. He won't have to wear a big rubber suit. He'll love it.
No. Mr. Sinister, right? So Denzel's Mr. Sinister in this. He's not Magneto, right? But if he's Mr. Sinister, and then Professor X comes in, and it's Michael fucking Chiklis, and they're facing off, I mean, that is cinema. I am there, seated, ready to go.
They need to have a scene where they fight Pyro, and he's like, I don't know how to fight fires, because he's been in the Shield for 20 years or whatever.
And he knows Johnny Storm.
No, oh yeah, also knows Johnny Storm, of course.
So, I mean, look, I just wanted to bring that up. That rumour really caught my eye of, like, Denzel could be playing the villain. Now, he's also kind of playing the villain in Black Panther 4, apparently.
Allegedly,
so Denzel's just playing villains.
He wasn't an outright villain in Gladiator 2, was he? He wasn't great.
Well, he was killing a load of people.
Yeah, but he's a gladiator.
I would say, yeah, no, he's pretty bad. He wasn't great.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
So he's in his villain era.
He was in his villain era. I would say that Denzel as a villain is a tough cast. I think he sounds great on paper, but it immediately kills your other side if they can't live up to Denzel.
It does, yeah, it really stacks the deck of like, oh, we're going to be on his side, which I don't hate for Magneto either if he was to be Magneto.
Yeah, I think he would absolutely kill it as Magneto. Like, just really bring something else to that character that's like, oh shit.
Just seeing, like, Magneto's best when you kind of agree with him, and you're like, no, I see why he's doing that.
Yeah, like, Magneto's whole thing is that, like, he's kind of wrong, No, he's right, but he goes about it in the wrong way. That's why he and Professor X are like friends to enemies kind of thing. They're like,
he's out of line, but he's right. That's Magneto's whole thing.
Yeah, he's out of line, but he's right. He's a wild card, but I'm glad he's in our deck. Like, Professor X is like, oh, we want to be friends with the humans, and Magneto's like, humans are dickheads. Like, they were spitting on me. Like, fuck them. Let's kill them all.
Yeah, like so, we can do this ourselves, you know.
Oh man, I don't know, but yeah, cast and Denzel and I think good stuff. I'm all in for it. Just cast him in more things, everything. I just want a scene where everyone's like, "Where's Denzel in this?" In every movie. I think it's the way to go.
It's just always hanging out in the background, you know.
Yeah. So Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and I was debating whether to throw this in because it's not even news. Right? It's not even news, but it's news for you and me. And that is all that matters here, because who else is listening, Shaun, really, when you think about it?
Just my friends and family, Conor. Shout out to them.
They don't listen.
No, they don't. I don't have any.
So that's 0. We're going friends. So, Shaun, you won't want to close your eyes about this, but Armageddon 2 may be happening, says Michael Bay.
What? Where do you go from? Look, it's not a perfect movie. It's nothing sacred to the point where Armageddon, one of the dumbest movies of all time, somehow gets a sequel.
Dumbest/best movies of all time.
Armageddon rips. It's great.
Yeah. Like it should, like it's bad, but it's also really good.
Yeah, it's trash, but in the best.
Yeah.
It's an 18-inch Domino's pizza. That's what
it's a fuck yeah, let's do this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, maybe if you like on your own on repeat, maybe not great. Every so often, a bunch of the lads get together and eat a load of pizza or watch Armageddon.
Armageddon 1 to me is the movie that you love when you're 13. And then when you start getting into, like 18, 19, early 20s, you're like, I'm too cool for that kind of movie. I only want good movies, a refined movie. I have a refined palate now.
I'm a cinephile now.
I'm a cinephile, if you will. And you're like, oh, I'm never going to watch that. That's shit. And then a few more years pass and you realise movies can be fun and they don't have to be like perfectly perfect in every single way. And then you're like, oh, you watch it again and you're like, oh, this rips. Yeah. I remember being 13 being like, this is great.
Reaching the point where you're like, oh, I can just enjoy things. Greatest moment ever. You know?
Oh man, just fuck it, like let's go. But like Armageddon 2, Michael Bay has come out and was like, look, I'm working on it, but like it's not really getting greenlit, so it's not even news. But I just wanted you to know that Michael's working on an Armageddon 2.
You
because
can't call him Michael.
My Big Mickey.
Big Mick.
Big Mickey Bay. He's working on this, and he's like, where do you go from having saved the planet?
Yeah, and everything's fine, and it's like this perfect picture of like, hey, sacrifice is good and family matters and stuff.
I would love it though if they brought Affleck back for a different DVD cover.
Oh, he has to do it. Like
just the behind the scenes. If you've never heard Ben Affleck on the DVD commentary for Armageddon 1, it's absolutely exquisite. He doesn't want to be there. He's
man won an Oscar for writing. Like
yeah, he has an Oscar, and he's like, "This is a really dumb movie. None of it makes any sense." I asked Michael Bay, "Why does any of this make any sense?" And Michael Bay said, "Shut the fuck up."
And he was like, all right, okay.
Fair enough, all right, cool.
But Affleck delivers such a good performance in that movie.
Affleck just strikes me as someone who's just good at things, but he just like doesn't really give a shit. He's just like, hey, I'm just really good. What can you do? Like, I won an Oscar when I was like fucking 12, so it's fine.
And now I'm in Boston and I'm carrying coffee all the time.
Like, Good Will Hunting is like one of the best written movies ever. And the boys were like 17 or some shit, right?
Yeah,
like,
out of the gate, they just made Good Will Hunting. How do you do that?
Who has emotional intelligence at that age? Nobody.
Not me. The kind of shit I was doing then.
Shaun, this next piece of news is a sentence that I didn't think would ever have to be said out loud. I don't know where we've gone as a society that the past 10 years has led us here, but Margot Robbie's Monopoly movie taps Dungeons and Dragons team to write it.
Okay. Of all of the, like, game, like, Mattel, Hasbro, whatever, of all of the related movies, Monopoly is the one that I'm like, how do you do this?
How do you do a Monopoly thing? Like, it's just somebody in a big car?
Is it just Wolf of Wall Street, basically?
Yeah, Margot Robbie, technically she was in that too, so I mean, True. She can come back.
I mean, but it's like, the game, the object is capitalism. So I won't be enjoying it.
So it's perfect, is what you're saying, for Hollywood.
Unless it's a deconstruction of like, hey, this really sucks. You know?
But then, I don't know if Monopoly would sign off on that.
Like the premise of your game is flawed?
Yeah, like the premise of your game is really fucked up, bro. Why are you selling this? Lionsgate... Go on.
Do you know what's weird and fucked about Monopoly? Have you played Monopoly recently?
Yeah, I mean, I love Monopoly, yeah, go on.
You seem like the kind of lad who permanently has Monopoly set up, to be fair to you. But my cousin had Monopoly, and it's a card machine. And you just top up the card.
Yeah, no, I've played that version. It's I played a Simpsons version of that.
Oh man, it's weirdly, it's soulless.
It's worse. It's a much more so like you don't get any money, you just get a card that has a certain amount on it, and then you slide the card through like an 8 or like like a credit card like slider thing.
Yeah, and like you don't even get like, it's way less engaging as well because you're not handing over money, you're just putting your card into this and like none of the money means anything.
I want that moment when my 6-year-old cousin like has a sadness in his eyes when he hands me his last 100 bill. Like I want to destroy his soul, but like I can't do that if it's a card.
And I love the best moment in Monopoly, and this is an awful thing, but it's when someone is like counting together the fives to try and make stuff up.
And then they like give you a look of like, I'm 50 short. You're like, well, should have thought about that before you started investing.
Yeah, you shouldn't have stepped on my property, should you?
Shaun, a Monopoly movie is in the works. Margot Robbie locked in to do this. Lionsgate are behind her, so she's helping to produce it. John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein are the writing duo who wrote and directed Dungeons and Dragons, I think. So they are coming in to write it. I mean, this is just a long string of board games and toys getting movies now because Barbie broke through and did really well because it was like really well written and really well cast.
No, it did well because it's an existing property, Conor. That's why it did well.
Yeah,
please.
You're right too. Yeah. This is Hollywood being like, oh, it was because it was a toy. That must mean people want to see all of these.
People like toys, of course.
Yeah, that's the real reason. So these are all... Now, to be fair, Margot Robbie doesn't normally sign on to something unless it's good, or she has some control over making it good.
Yeah. So, like, in the same way of, like, I'll trust, like, a Bong Joon-ho film, I'll trust Margot Robbie in something to be like, she wouldn't do out-and-out dog shit, like.
Yeah, like, so I'm... And also, I mean, Dungeons and Dragons came out, that did very well. It did better than they thought it was going to do. And so I can see why they want to bring this out. It's the same team. They've clearly shown that they can have a bit of crack. I just don't understand how you do a Monopoly game movie, but I'm not smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, look, there's plenty of movies about like high stakes financial escapades and stuff like that. But like a movie straight about Monopoly? Now look, I didn't think the Barbie movie was going to work. You know?
True. You said to me you hated women and you said this was never going to work.
I don't recall saying, No, there's one element of that really paints me in a bad light that I think you've put in for humour.
I mean, we were watching. I remember us doing this show when we had one listener, and I think it was me or you every second week. Yeah. And I remember Barbie being announced and us being like, this makes no sense. And then Margot Robbie being cast, we were like, oh, well, that makes sense, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Greta Gerwig being brought in as director, we're like, what the fuck is this movie?
So what's happening?
And then Ryan Gosling came in and we were like, oh, is this going to be good?
Does this have sauce? Is this
has the kids say have sauce?
Is this goated? Is this, what are we doing here?
And so, I mean, like, I suppose a Monopoly movie can work. I'm interested to see how they pull it off. As you said, is it going to be like a Wolf of Wall Street Monopoly thing, or is it going to be based around the game? I don't know. See, Barbie's the only one we've really seen do it. Tetris did it, but they did it. That was a Taron Egerton.
Yeah,
and they did like an origin thing.
Yeah, of the game and the story itself. Another board game, tabletop game adaptation. You'd be familiar, Connor, with Rock'em Sock'em Robots, I believe.
Yes.
There's a very good, it's a loose adaptation, I grant you, but Hugh Jackman's in this movie about boxing robots.
For me to like a movie like that, it would have to have some sort of real steel involved with it.
Connor, the very thing I was hoping you'd say.
I walked right into that. So are you talking about 2011's Real Steel?
You better believe it, bucko. And it's
where Hugh Jackman sells his own child and then plays Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yes, look, the child selling, while a major part of the film, is insignificant compared to the big fighting robots.
Compared to wow, big robot kind of vibe to it all.
And he's like, he has to learn. And you reviewed it. You enjoyed it. You had fun with it.
I'm thinking, by the way, of the scene of Britta and Community when you're like, I can excuse the child trafficking, but I will not excuse a bad movie about Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
So you can excuse child trafficking?
Shaun, I have news about the next Avatar movie, Avatar Fire and Ash, if you'd like to know about it.
No, I'm good.
Okay, that's fair enough. And we're moving on. So obviously, you know, James Cameron, he's involved in this.
Yeah.
And this is the next Avatar movie. It's coming out. It's the latest entry. And he was talking to Empire last week. And James Cameron was talking about the fact of, like, his wife watched Fire and Ash, a 4-hour cut. And then she bawled for 4 hours afterwards about how beautiful it was. So, Shaun, my question to you is James Cameron completely making this story up, or only a little bit making this story up?
Did she out and out say why she was crying? Like, was it because it was so beautiful, or she was like, oh, we're ruined, this will take us down?
We're bankrupt. No more submarines, James. My wife watched the whole thing from end to end. She had kept herself away from it, and I wasn't showing her bits and pieces as we went along. This was on December 22nd, so at the end of last year. She bawled for 4 hours afterwards.
I don't think you can cry for 4 hours.
I think you'd be very dehydrated, surely.
Yeah. You'd tire yourself out before you keep crying. You can be sad for 4 hours. That's fine. Constant crying for 4 hours? I think that's impossible.
It opens in theatres this year. December 19th is the next Avatar movie.
Jesus. I mean, he's finally cranking them out, because the difference between 1 and 2 was insane.
Yeah, but now I think because they signed on like 3, 4, 5 and 6 were all like locked in, so now they're going straight through them. I think they were filming like back to back, so early reactions to it hail it as the best entry in the franchise.
I've only seen the first one. So
Shaun, what is the name of the hero in the first Avatar movie?
Jake Sully.
Of course.
Come on, Connor.
So me and Shaun have a game of, like, everyone's seen Avatar 1, but you don't know the name of the guy. Like, what's his name? It's not Jai Courtney, it's the other one.
Sam Worthington?
Sam Worthington, yes.
Is it though, or do we get this wrong every time?
No, it's Worthington. Worthington is Avatar.
Okay.
Jai Courtney was Terminator 4, I think, or 5 that year.
Or Salvation, whichever one that was.
Salvation, the one with Emilia Clarke. That was like 20, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that was Genesis.
16. Genesis,
Salvation is Christian Bale.
Yeah. Salvation is... That's the one when he shouts at the light people.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, medicine.net. After 3 hours, contact your doctor. Crying non-stop for too long means there's something wrong. So, he's either lying or that woman went to the hospital.
You know what? I would 100% be doing the exact same fucking thing. If I was a famous director, right, and I'm bringing out a movie, every time I'm on that press tour, I'd be like, I showed this to my wife. And genuinely, she cried for, 9 hours. She actually was like, that's the best movie I've ever seen. Repeatedly.
He's dressed like Columbo. He's just like, my wife.
I think I would tell so many lies, and I would just be like, I showed it to my fucking sister, I showed it to my second cousin, I showed it to my parents. Every single one of them said it's the best movie of all time. And if you can't take their word for it, you're going to call me a liar. Are you going to call my family a liar? No,
if
it's the best movie of all time.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. I think, look, I'm always a fan of Jimmy, just talking nonsense. I love just making up stuff.
He's the master of spin, though. Like, he's
master. And I love whenever there's a Terminator movie, he's always like, oh yeah, I seen a cut of it, it's really good, because he knows he gets some of the money if it makes some money. And he has given a sign off to some of the worst Terminator movies of all time, and every time a new one comes out, they're like, previous director James Cameron says it's the best one yet.
He made the good ones, so
you're not going to call him a liar, are you? So I love Jimmy. Fair play to you. So Shaun, we're going to finish off movie news this week. With also, did you see they cast Snape in the HBO series?
Oh yeah. Wild.
Papa Esidu will be playing Snape, which, I mean, a whole host of other problems.
The guy who becomes evil and joins the wizard Nazis.
Yeah, and also Harry's dad does a lot of bullying. He hangs him from a tree at one point.
No.
Yeah.
Look, they'll never get past season 1. Let's be honest.
Just seems like a weird way to go about it.
Cast anyone else.
That's anybody. I feel like you're making more problems further along the line.
Yeah, I don't think this series comes out.
There's so much fucking money being put into this. Of course it's going to come out.
I think this is what kills Warner Brothers. I think it's going to happen.
They cannot be killed. They brought in Aquaman 2 at one stage, so they cannot be killed, these lads. They're ready to go.
I don't know. I can see them shelving the whole series for a tax break. Like, it's awful.
We're going to finish off movie news this week with the fact that a few weeks ago, Kathleen Kennedy stepped down from Lucasfilm.
She announced she's stepping down. It's at the end of the year. She announced
that she's stepping down at the end of the year. And so this is obviously big news. So Lucasfilm does all the Star Wars movies, if you don't know. And Kathleen Kennedy has been in charge of that since 2013?
12-13, yeah, I think so.
I'm not quite sure on the exact date, but she was handpicked by George Lucas to take over, and so oversaw the launch of every Star Wars project we've seen since. Gets a lot of slack, does Kathleen, but she's leaving, and now the names that are in the running to replace her as the head of Star Wars, as of this moment, Shaun, and of course none of this is confirmed either way, Kevin Feige and Dave Filoni.
I mean, yeah. If they give it to Feige, they're fucking insane.
I want them to give it to Feige.
How to kill that man immediately.
There's a part in every person's life where at some stage Feige's going to have to say, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And he hasn't reached that point yet, but I think we keep giving him things.
You know when you're like fresh to a job and no task is too big? I think Feige's never got out of that mindset.
He's just a rise and grind kind of mentality, Shaun. He's on LinkedIn, I'm assuming, just doing posts constantly.
He's hustling. He's hustle culture all the way. Dave Filoni then, like, he's the Star Wars guy, I guess. Like,
yeah,
he's made good stuff. Wears a nice hat most of the time. Him and Feige, two hatted men.
That's true. It's true.
Did
they have to go with a hatted man?
I think it's got to be a man anyway.
Because I mean, it's the only logical explanation. You have to go for a hatted man.
It's look, we've had good Star Wars movies. George Lucas probably wore a hat. I
love the idea of Favreau doing the interview, and they're like, "Can you wear a hat?"
He's like, I'm not really a hat guy. You know?
You're out. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck.
Feige came in wearing 2 hats, one forward and one backwards.
Oh, and then Dave Filoni wears like a cowboy hat, which is just a front and back hat.
It's just a different take. So I mean, I think they'll give it to Filoni. I think Filoni's pretty much locked in. He's like the number one choice.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me, there's a shithouse part of me, Shaun, that really wants them to give it to Feige because of our running gag of Feige in a room surrounded by smoke, cigarette smoke, taking long drags and just scribbles on the whiteboard where he's trying to figure out how to make the MCU good again, and then they just wheel a second whiteboard in and they just put Star Wars on it, and he's like, oh lads, I just think of Matthew McConaughey in True Detective,
just a really long drag of a cig. And then like 6 months down the line, like Blades in Star Wars now, like he gets all confused. He's having a breakdown. He's having his own like incursion thing of all the universes smashing together.
He can't keep the universes separated. He's like, okay, so Anakin's fighting Spider-Man at this stage. Okay, and how does that help me?
Look,
how does that help
Rhodey's a Jedi now, and he's also Skrull.
Rhodey's a fucking Jedi. They fixed his spine, and now he's a Jedi. Okay, all right, fair play.
Morgan Freeman, he is being played by Grogu. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman also, you could just cast him in if you wanted, bring him in.
He'd be good across from Denzel in something.
Oh, I just think, give it to Feige just because it's funny. But Filoni's probably going to get it. I think Kathleen Kennedy gets a lot of slack, but
flack, I think, is the term.
Sorry,
slack would mean we're going easy on her. And we are, as soy boys.
Very good. I'm an idiot, but it's flack.
No, Conor, right? You're not. You're a beautiful soul.
That's what you say to an idiot.
Hey, cut me some slack.
Hey, cut me some slack, man. Cut me some flack. No, I think she gets a lot of flack. She has brought everything back, but I would say that the audience for Star Wars is a lot different from 2012.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's entirely her fault.
No, and I think the way people consume and also are attached to media is also a lot different now, and what they expect from a story is a lot different. And I don't think it's her fault that the way films and TV shows are made now doesn't cater to that.
Now, you could say, is it her fault for not adapting? Maybe slightly. But I think it also adapted a lot faster than a lot of people could go to. I mean, even like the difference in the world from like The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Like, from 2015 to now, that's like 10 years. And like, it's a completely different environment when you release a movie.
100%. And with COVID and everything, like the need to pivot to streaming quickly and quick, like it was a serious decision that had to be made. It was the only way to keep making stuff. But also, you can't just do that for 6 months and then say, and now back to the other stuff. If you're going to pour billions of dollars into something, you have to justify it as like, oh, we'll spend 10 to 15 years doing this. You know? I
think the biggest mistake they ever made was actually not taking the gamble and just doing something that doesn't involve the Skywalkers.
Yeah.
And just going a different direction.
The biggest mistake they made was not having 3 scripts planned out starting production.
I think, if we're ever going to say anything bad, right, is Kathleen, here's the deal. I would just say, when you do a trilogy, have the last movie ready to go.
Yeah.
Like an idea.
Or just know where it's going, you know?
Just even a vague semblance. Do a spider graph on a piece of paper and just like have a few lines of where you're going.
Yeah. Even if it's just who's alive and who's dead at the end, you know?
I think it's just a wasted opportunity. A lot of our dislike of that stuff just comes from disappointment. Just to be like, oh, we want it to be really good. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's like, oh, well, that's not for me. But that's okay.
It comes from a place of love. But I'm also not going to send anyone death threats because I didn't enjoy something.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
There's lots of other stuff.
Look at all the death threats we get.
I've actually never understood that. Like, why anyone would send somebody else a mean message.
Yeah.
For like, no, nobody does to us because everyone who listens to this is very nice. But like, I love Batman, right?
Yeah.
And I love like Nightwing and stuff, right? But if I watch a piece of media that didn't do that well, I'd be like, all right, that's not great.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch the Batman.
This is the thing. All the stuff I like is still there. And also, grow up. Like, it's... Who cares? Nightwing's not putting food on your table.
Why didn't you make this movie specifically for me? Okay, Shaun, so that is it for our this week's movie news, which means it's time for the weird news jingle.
Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show your wife how you won medals down in Flanders. Tell her how the IRA made you run.
The greatest jingle that nobody's ever heard. Do you think that people see that jingle as maybe, I don't know, a symbol of hope? A symbol of like, oh man, I'm about to have a great time, or dread?
See, not this week, because I did replace it with Come Out You Black and Tans for the day that's it.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell. For the day that's in it.
No, but also, I do put the timestamp for weird news. It's when the jingle starts. So... Some people, that's their intro to the show altogether. They don't hear the little bump, they don't hear that. They just hear whatever the jingle sounds like.
Yeah, and I mean, they think that's the start of the show.
Yeah, and to many it is.
A different life. I envy them. I envy them entirely. So, Shaun, I'm going to start off weird news this week with a story that was sent in to us multiple times. But first and foremost, by one of our patrons, Waffles, who is right on the button with this kind of stuff.
Finger on the pulse of weird news.
Finger on the pulse. It's in New Zealand. Gandalf accused of selling illegal medical cannabis in New Zealand.
I mean, it's not out of character for Gandalf, to be fair.
So, police have shut down the alleged medicinal cannabis operation of one of New Zealand's most renowned green fairies, prompting an outpouring of support from prominent politicians and the hundreds of people who rely on such projects every single day. Right. So, Shaun, this is Paul Smith, who's 66 years old, more widely known as Gandalf in New Zealand.
That's rad. That's all I want to be when I grow up.
He walks around, big beard, he just strolls around the place and everyone just goes, there's Gandalf. There he is. And he has been charged with cultivating, possessing for supply and selling cannabis, which could carry an 8-year jail sentence, and he was summoned to court. But Shaun, now there's an outpouring in New Zealand, because medicinal cannabis has been legal in New Zealand since 2020, so that's not illegal, but they have to gain a prescription. Whereas Gandalf was deciding to skip that and was just selling it himself as a green fairy.
I mean, look, you have to be within the laws and the rules and whatever. Are you really going to throw a 66-year-old man in jail for growing some plants and sharing them with his friends, I'm sure?
And he's like kind of magic as well. So I mean, like, you don't really fuck around with a fairy. Shaun, you know as well as anyone.
Yeah, don't fuck with fairies. I've often said it, folks. I mean, so it's legal for medicinal use.
Yes, but you have to have a prescription. So what he does is instead he actually grows the plants himself and sells it himself. Just to whoever wants it, Shaun. You know how it is. Maybe in some sort of dealer situation.
What kind of prices are we talking? You know,
much cheaper.
Yeah,
much cheaper. Yeah,
it's all stems. It's.
And I think it always comes from the people you least expect.
Do you remember that story in Ireland? Like the Kyo's Crisps, a potato chip brand here in Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
The patriarch of the family, like this 78-year-old man, farmer all his life, was growing approximately 3 feet by 3 feet of cannabis for personal use. And he got fucking raided and arrested and everything.
Bastards.
Like, he was just an old man growing it on his farm, like, in the back arse of the country.
Oh man, see, you can't defeat an old Irish farmer, man. He's too powerful.
No, I don't think he went to prison, but I think he got fined.
Of course he didn't. He'd be like, sure, this is a fucking disgrace.
I know.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's a joke, lads. That's why I buy Kyo's Christmas.
Actually, you know yourself. You know yourself, lads. I don't know. There's no real... At the minute, he's been kind of put in jail. Hasn't obviously been sentenced to anything just yet, but a lot of outpouring of support, a lot of kind words have been sent out. Shaun, what can we do to get Gandalf out of jail?
We could send eagles. That's the traditional move.
That's normally what works the first few times I have seen it, yeah.
Could we retroactively make him a doctor so that he can write prescriptions?
With no medical training.
No medical training at all. There is, okay, what about we do the I Am Spartacus thing, right? And
yes,
we would need to organise maybe a podcast group full of people. We all go to New Zealand, we grow a load of that dank herb, and then we start selling it, and then we say, oh, I'm Gandalf. And then you say, I'm Gandalf, and then down the line, and we're all Gandalf. And they can't arrest all of us. And if they do, we'll be chill.
We go one by one and everyone says it, and then you go, I'm Gandalf, and then they come to me and I go, he's Gandalf.
I gotta go home.
They just take you away. It's all been a ploy. I don't know what we can do, but I just wanted everyone to know Gandalf has been arrested, so somebody needs to tell the lads, I would say. Some of the Eagles as well. There's a lot of the crew. What's Viggo Mortensen up to these days? We need to get him involved.
But if he does go to jail, they can only sentence him while he's Gandalf the Grey. Once he's Gandalf the White, he's technically a different person.
Different person. So maybe he needs to trump him maybe into a volcano of some sort.
He needs to battle his demons.
He's to battle his demons, or I don't know, the law, but mostly his demons. He needs to find a volcano.
Also known as Durin's Bane, you know?
He's really trying to make it work.
He's trying to fit it into.
So, Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and I have man sees demon and freaks out on American Airlines flight, screams, throws punches, and eats rosary beads.
Okay, how's eating rosary beads going to help? But also, what's happening with planes at the minute?
What's going on, Shaun?
It's all gone mad, isn't it?
It's just so an American Airlines passenger headed to Miami from Savannah flew into a frenzy just after takeoff last Monday night when he realised who else was on board. A demonic spirit, Shaun.
I mean, probably was just another guy, right?
Probably the drugs. The sight of the dark presence caused a horrified gentleman to kick the seat in front of him as he screamed, trembled, and began to swallow rosary beads, which is the first that I've ever heard. You've both grown up in Catholic Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
And I have never known a nun to swallow a rosary bead to fight off demons, because then what are you going to do on the next demon? Like, you could keep swallowing different rosary beads?
Yeah, and most of the thing with rosary beads is they're used for counting out decades of the rosary. It's like there's 10 beads and you say that many prayers and shit like that. That'll be useless in your thumb.
How are we going to count it out?
What are you going to do? Shit it out? No. Oh, coming out, that's going to be rough.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, like
I had some coffee. At first, the other 7 or 8 passengers on the regional flight thought he was having a seizure, but then he became violent. As attendants approached the man, Delange Augustine, 31, threw a kick so hard that the attendant had to stumble back across the aisle. That's when the cabin crew realised that Mr. Augustine, who was travelling with his sister, was not having a medical emergency. He was just maybe he was seeing things.
Yeah.
He was wigging out, if you want to put a scientific term on it, yes. The small plane returned to Georgia to make an emergency landing, where the man was taken into custody, but not before getting in a few more punches aimed at a flight attendant on his way off the plane.
Fucking hell, this man can't be put down.
Why? What's the flight attendant got to do with the ghost? I mean, if there's a demonic spirit, you need all the help you can get, surely.
Yeah, you want to, surely you could try and talk people onto your side rather than just punching and kicking.
Well, like, if I punch you, then there's one less person to fight the big spirit.
It's true, unless he thinks everyone else is on the demon's side.
They've all taken the deal. Yeah. So, Shaun, my question to you is, was there a demon there?
Yeah.
And if you were on that flight, how are you dealing with this?
Well, if I was on that flight, it would have gone down differently, let me tell you.
All right, Mark Wahlberg. Calm down.
No, I honestly, and if anything happens on a flight, I think I'm just letting it happen. You know, what am I going to do in that scenario? If there was a real demon on the plane, what can I do to help?
Yeah, at that point, the demons has the same flight. Have they booked in baggage because they're going the whole way?
Yeah. So fucking Ryanair's the real demon. What?
Fucking
extra
McLaughlin, you
fees.
prick.
They're a convenient service when they want to be.
I know, to be fair though, it is very cheap, so they do get you places, but it's not it's all the added additional prices, Shaun. They're the secret ones that'll get you.
And it's things that you would take for granted, you know, like booking your seat that you want to book and sit
A chair.
bringing on a bag.
Bringing your clothes, a chair, just maybe some sort of any other comfort whatsoever. Just fuck you, pay for it.
Yeah, but I'm not flying Aer Lingus though, am I? I'm not made of money.
No, I'm not made of money, Shaun. Fucking hell. So he told authorities after being arrested that they had been travelling on the flight to flee religious attacks of a spiritual nature, which is why he was on the plane in the first place.
To free religious attacks?
No, to flee religious attacks of a spiritual nature. So he's being attacked spiritually.
Right. Aren't we all in this modern world?
I'd say you are if your stomach is full of rosary beads.
Yeah. And do you think he broke the string and then, like, you know, ate them like sweets?
Oh, you're...
Or was this like all in one?
What's easier? I think all in one. You gotta go down.
It's very, very rough swallow, though, right?
Yeah. So I think it's rough either way. Like maybe one at a time is easier because then it's easier to come out.
Yeah, it's coming out. You got to think about.
Yeah,
that's gonna cut you.
I like the idea that he's doing all this thought process while the demon is looking at him.
It's like he's weighing it up. So, would it not be easier to wear the rosary beads, perhaps?
I think it'd be more protection. Shaun, have you ever seen a demonic spirit?
No. Have I? No, I used to be afraid that I would.
Please, let's delve into this. What do you mean? Did you see anything that had scared you?
No, but I heard in school in like religion class that like demons or devils could appear anywhere.
Yeah, that's it. That's normally what the nuns tell you.
It's true, yeah. And so anytime I'd walk upstairs, like to go into the bathroom, there's like this curve that you can't see behind in the house I grew up in.
A wall.
Oh, yeah, if you want to call it that. But I would always just like I'd look really quickly in case there was a demon there.
And if there was, what would the quick look help you with?
Again, I don't know. It's the same thing of being on the plane.
Yeah. Like you're dead either way.
Yeah, like, but at least I'll know it's coming. I don't want to be surprised. I'll be scared. I won't be surprised.
I was once told I'm the worst person in a zombie apocalypse of all time, and I think you were like me.
Yeah, I know where this is
If
going.
it happened, I'd be like, I should fucking just bite me.
Yeah.
Get it over and done.
It's going to happen eventually, so
I can't be dealing with this shite.
I like a shower a day, you know? Like, I don't want to...
I'll bring the vibe of the group down if you keep me alive.
Yeah, I will have a negative status effect on everyone around me.
Like, I'll be like, this is a bit shit, lads, isn't it? Fuck's sake.
I think we'd be the entertainment in a zombie apocalypse, surely. Everyone
As in, like,
themselves.
Yeah. Everyone just running back out into the zombies while we're like, and we're back for another weird news. Here we go.
We're just making it up because there's no news anymore.
There's no news. John has written in, making stories up. Shaun, I think I have found my favourite headline so far of the year, and that is, scientists aiming to bring back woolly mammoth create woolly mice.
Oh, I've seen these. They're adorable. They're an affront to nature.
Yes, so we talked before about the fact that they were trying to bring back woolly mammoths. There was a group that were trying to basically find... what's the word I'm looking for? The
resurrect.
To resurrect through DNA woolly mammoths.
To compress ice was the plan for this, right?
Yeah, and they were going to create woolly mammoths and bring them back. They hope that the first woolly mammoth will be born by the end of 2028. And in a sort of Jurassic Park kind of situation, but over a much longer period. And so now they have, on their first few tries, created woolly mice. So is that better?
It's a start for sure. But bringing the woolly mammoth back, it's not the same climate that it was originally, bless you, designed for. You know?
I muted my mic, Shaun, so nobody even heard it.
And I left the bless you in, so it all was for nothing.
I sneezed, if anyone doesn't know.
No, I just swallowed some rosary leaves.
It just sounds like you just talking and then go, bless you, my son. Bless you, my child.
Go with God, child. Surely it's too warm for woolly mammoths to live nowadays.
I feel like that's a bad idea, because you're only bringing them back for them to be really stressed.
Yeah, and real uncomfortable and probably die from heat stroke. If
you had to bring back a different, extinct animal, what are we doing?
White rhino. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I mean, the dodo's the obvious one.
I don't think
we could bring back the dodo. No, I don't think it did anything to deserve being brought back. We need like a badass.
What's the best extinct animal? Saber-toothed tiger's pretty cool.
Are they extinct?
Yeah, there's none of them left, is there? They're like prehistoric.
I just am thinking of Power Rangers.
Now, the Irish elk.
Oh,
for the day
that's in it, we could bring back the Irish elk, Shaun.
Love an elk. It's too big, but I love it.
That's why it was too big for here. We can't deal with anything that big.
What are the 10 most extinct animals?
The most extinct. Surely extinct is just a state.
It's a binary. It's a 1 or a 0, like.
Yeah, I would assume so. But what's the most extinct animal, Shaun?
The most extinct animal, woolly mammoth, actually. So they're getting that out of the way.
Okay, that makes sense.
The megalodon, the big shark.
Oh, so good.
Saber-toothed cat. Gigantopithecus.
What the fuck is a Gigantopithecus?
The 10-foot tall ape.
What?
That's fucked.
We gotta bring that back.
The things we could do with one of them.
Like, no, they would eventually take over, obviously, but like, imagine the moments before that.
Oh, imagine seeing a fucking 3 meter tall chimp.
Like, it would obviously, I would bow down to the new chimp overlords.
This is the thing, yeah. Like, but we can't fight those.
You'd bring it back. This is why me and you would immediately make Jurassic Park. Like, we would bring them back and be like, oh, well, now we're fucked, actually, to be honest.
We really should not have done that, folks.
Why did we bring back 2 of them, a male and a female, and put them in the same cage?
I think I'd pick the big ape if I were to bring one back.
Okay, big ape. If big ape versus big shark, who wins?
Where's the fight taking place?
Good follow-up question.
The sky.
The sky. What has water but also a beach?
A beach?
Yeah.
Shark.
Yeah. Do you think?
I think so, because the ape's going to have to get in the water.
At some stage.
Yeah. So...
It's a 10-foot fucking ape though, Shaun.
Yeah, but it's a megalodon.
Yeah, how big's the megalodon?
Have you not seen the Meg?
I've seen the Meg, Shaun, but it's like 40 feet. Yes.
Megalodon size. Like, I can't believe I have to explain the size of a megalodon to you. It's between 54 and 80 feet long and weighs about 94 tons.
What wins, the megalodon or the kraken?
The kraken.
I knew you'd pick the kraken.
It's got more arms and it's smarter.
It's got a longer arm reach. It's got more arms.
Reach on him. Yeah.
It's just the reach as well. There's a whole thing. That's the tail of the tape. If we want to get into it. So Shaun, we're moving on. Pokemon shaped Cheeto sells for 88 grand at auction.
Jesus Christ! What Pokemon was it?
A 3-inch flaming hot Cheeto shaped like Charizard sold for 88 grand at auction on Sunday. There were a total of 60 bids. The winning one was originally 72k, which was then outbid, and then it went all the way up to $87,940.
Is that real though, or is that just someone taking the piss?
No, that's real. That's real.
How do you ship this? Cheetosard, that's pretty good.
Cheetosard, yes. So, Shaun, I'm saying to you, we are missing out. There's a whole environment. We need to be eating more, like chips, crisps, all sorts of stuff.
Not 2 days ago you told me I couldn't have Pringles for breakfast.
Yeah, no, but that was just medically advised.
Fuck your medical advice, all
There's
right?
two halves of me, right? Medically, I want my friend to live. Other half of me, I would cash in on you if I could.
I've never been stronger, Conor.
How are you for the rest of the day? Tired?
Oh, it's very sluggish, actually. A lot of brain
lethargic, yeah.
Yeah.
So a Pokemon shaped Cheeto, Shaun, you've seen the Cheeto. To me, I mean, it's a basic 1-and-1 image of. I couldn't actually tell which one was the image of Charizard and which one was the Cheeto.
It's quite like Charizard. It is just also vaguely dragonish. But I guess Charizard has better branding.
I feel like if you just put the Pokemon name on it, then you get the money, I assume.
How do you ship this kind of thing?
How do you ship one Cheeto? That's a very good question. Like, do you wrap it up?
Yeah, it's one of the few things that it's easier to ship loads of them than one.
Yeah, so I suppose what would be the Pokemon that you would most like to find in a Cheeto form, and how could we sell it?
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime. I was thinking, I don't know, to skip the Pokemon, we need to find Jesus in a Cheeto.
That's been done so many times, so that's worthless.
Yeah, that's worthless. There's too many of them. So maybe what
do you want? Do you want to find Shrek in a packet of Banshee bones or something like that?
Yes!
That's where the money is.
That's where the new money is now with Shrek 5 coming out.
Yeah. Doritos have a thing with Minecraft now that you have to find a square Dorito. Which
For what? For what's the reason?
You can win money, I think, or something.
But it's one of those, I'd say, if you find it, you have to write in, and then you have to do another thing and put into a raffle. I'm not happy with that, Shaun.
Yeah, to take all your data. Yeah. No, it's not as simple. Back in the day,
Shaun,
Coke, you used to be able to, like, the labels would have a thing that you could just get a free Coke.
Yes! That was nice and simple.
It was easy. You just give that to the shop and they were like, grand, here's your Coke. What they didn't realise is that this was before the labels were taped on. So you could just slide the label off, have a look, slide it back on. Suddenly Shaun didn't
that's
pay
why they
for Coke
changed
for
it to.
months.
That's why they changed it to digital. But it was because of you, I assume.
Ruined it for everyone. But I had my
local man ruins everything. So, Shaun, moving on to our next piece of news. An Indian man awarded damages over length of commercials before movie screening.
Interesting. I like the ads before a movie screening.
That seems like a ridiculous thing to say, Shaun. An Indian man has been awarded
films coming out.
An Indian man has been awarded damages in a legal case against the country's biggest movie theatre chain after he complained that it showed too many commercials before a movie.
How many are we talking?
Abhishek, a 31-year-old lawyer from the southern city of Bangalore, decided to take action against the chain after he was forced to cancel work calls because the movie overran the scheduled finish time because of all of the ads that were at the start.
That's interesting. So yeah, I guess like it did affect him financially.
If it says 3:30 starting and the movie is 2 hours, it should finish technically at 5:30.
True, but I feel there's a common thing of like, it's going to be 15 minutes of ads though.
Well, I think it's longer than 15 now. It's just... do you know what I hate? I hate when they do the normal TV ads and then they give me the trailers.
Yeah.
And then they go back to the normal TV ads. I'm willing to fist fight somebody at that stage.
And you know what gets me as well is when they advertise the advertising company who's putting on all of the ads.
And they're like, do you want to advertise with us? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Play the movie.
How much do you think one of them would cost if we wanted to put a Heroes for Hire ad on?
Like, so me and you read, like, just tell the cinema chain we have a trailer just for me and you.
And we just give it this, and it's like, it's a still image of the green background. And it's just us, it's this conversation that's happening.
Has to be 150k, surely.
You know it, like, because I want it for a weekend. I don't want this to be a long running thing.
Yeah, okay, so a weekend.
I reckon $1,000 we'd have it.
There's no way they'd let you, like, you might get one cinema for $1,000.
That's all we need. We'll take our biggest market, Leitrim.
So you go to the centre of Dublin, and whatever cinemas are there, you say, play this ad before each movie on the Saturday.
Yes. I think that's $1,000, easy.
I feel like we might lose listeners.
No. We'll get more haters.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, we'd get more hate mail. Yeah, but like, I think you'd get a load of imagine, like, owl lads. Like, who the fuck are these pricks?
Just like, it's like radio, you know, but not.
Do you know radio, Grandpa? I just think Indian man. I mean, he's been awarded. He won. He got the money. He said this happened in the afternoon in 2023, so it's been in court. And it was due to start at 4 minutes past. It was a 2-hour 25-minute movie, and it was due to finish at 6:30 p.m. But unfortunately, he was kept for another extra half an hour. So he says that he missed out on work because of that.
Now, he is a lawyer. So
true.
He is the man to just make a claim about, like, he knows he can get away with this.
Well, you see, Shaun, he had scheduled a work call for 6:30 p.m.
Interesting. So he's intending to take the call the very second he comes out of the film.
The very second. Legally, if the movie finishes, the very second it finishes, he can take a work call.
I would say there was nothing stopping him from leaving the film.
So, I mean, he apparently won 50,000 rupees in damages. $600 in damages.
For a day out of the cinema, that's not too bad.
He also applied for an extra 5,000 rupees for the mental agony and a further 10,000 rupees to cover the legal costs.
He's kind of taking the piss here a little bit, but
I mean, he's just fully taking the piss. But if I was a lawyer, this is exactly what I would do.
I pull this kind of shit all the time. You better believe it. I also on this, I think airplanes. And I think I've seen a TikTok about this. The time they give you should be the time that your gate closes, not the time that your plane takes off. Because the gate always closes like half an hour before the plane takes off.
Yeah, which is unfair.
It's unfair, because like, you have to arrive 2 hours before that, technically, is what they're advising. But everyone bases it off the time that the plane leaves the tarmac, which is ultimately useless to me.
So you're
I'd have to get 3 or 4 in me before I go.
I have to be 6:30 in the morning, 5 pints in, before I even think about flying.
Just some level of cut, you know?
Yeah, some level of buzz.
For the day that's in it.
No, I remember we went to London last year and you were annoying me because the flight was in like fucking, I think the gate closed at, I don't know what time it was, 7 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like 5 to 7. And you were like, be grand, sure, we're fucking 10 minutes walk away. It's alright.
I was a little casual.
Get another one in. We'll get one more round, then we'll head off.
To be fair, we walked down and people were walking onto the plane. Like,
and I just gave you a look and you were like, yeah, sure, look, we got here, didn't we? Sure, it has a lift.
Then you asked me for a pen.
No, we're not going to get into the pen story again. You had a pen in your bag. You made me buy a fucking...
Didn't make you fucking buy shit, lad.
And Ireland has a shamrock pen. It was a shamrock pen.
That's in it.
For the day it's in it, now I'm going to say it's a great idea. But in general, you shouldn't really be buying tourist stuff if you live in that country.
Kind of a tough look.
it's weird for me to have a big like Irish shamrock pen because it costs like €7.
There was a bit on the way back where we all went into like the gift shop and we were like, oh, well, we get some souvenirs for people back home. And we looked at like, I think it was like a Paddington Bear keyring. And we were all like, that's fucking £30. What are we doing?
I was like, oh, we should get... Actually, fuck that.
No. Another one of those pens, good sir.
Paddington fucking everywhere. And the minute you see Paddington, it has to be 40 quid.
Oh,
Doesn't matter what it is, it's already put up the 40 quid. I'm like, look, I like the bear, but I don't like him that much.
Yeah, like you're in an airport departure lounge. Like you are a captive audience at that point.
Yeah. So we're finishing off weird news this week with men with pythons wanted for Tennessee gas station theft. Employees at a truck stop in, wait for this, Denmark, Tennessee, felt threatened when at least 4 people came into the gas station with 2 pythons last week. The surveillance pictures showed that the 4 men all walked in holding the 2 snakes and placing them on the counter.
I mean, that is a power move in a negotiation.
I love a robbery that doesn't include like a gun or like a general like cliche weapon.
Yeah.
I want like something mental.
It's like this python will slowly coil around you and crush you if you're not careful.
Like we've trained these 2 pythons to rob gas stations.
One of them is like pulling out all the scratch cards.
So they placed the 2 of them on the counter. The workers said the men with the pythons stole about $400 worth of CBD oil.
Okay, so like the non-hallucinogenic part of weed.
Gandalf.
Gandalf, you're at it again.
You're at it again, you prick. Mayur Raval said he and his brother were working at the station at the time and he was afraid of the snakes. They were just waving them around and putting them on the counter. One person brought in 1 snake first, and then after that they brought in a second snake. After I was distracted by the first. Maybe it was some sort of, I don't know, like they got you looking one way and then they got a different snake the other way.
It's like how they made 2 atom bombs. Like it's like one to show we did it and another to show we can do more.
It was an Ocean's 11 heist but with 2 snakes.
And they carried the snakes in.
They carried the snakes in and placed them on the counter in a sort of threatening way to say, we have snakes and you don't have snakes. Give us the money.
Give us all of your CBD oil.
We need your CBD oil. Apparently, they felt like there was a lot of customers around, so they couldn't do anything. Then they pulled their car up to the front of the door, and I think they planned the whole thing successfully. The snake as the weapon.
So they got away with it.
They got away with it, Shaun. And
I guess all of their muscles and joints were a lot less stiff after all the CBD oil.
Relaxed. So Shaun, I mean, we've covered a few robberies. What's your favorite? I think the grenade guy still holds the
grenade is top tier.
Yeah,
wild card to bring to a robbery.
I love a nunchuck. I'm a big fan of a nunchuck.
Yeah, because it's always the question of can they use the nunchucks, and they never can.
Yeah. Are they actually good with nunchucks, or do they just have nunchucks that they bought?
I'm a big fan of hand in the pocket, acting like you've got a gun.
Good. That's a good one. Yeah. And the finger has to be... You have to really commit to that.
Oh, it has to be gun-shaped. But, like, the second you're called on that, you lose any level of control of that situation.
No, it is. It is a gun. Okay, show it to me. I don't want it.
I won't justify that with showing you.
I don't need to talk to you, random clerk I'm robbing.
How dare you?
So, I mean, I think the pythons are... I haven't heard 2 pythons brought in yet. That's a real power move.
Yeah, is there any other animal you think would be a good heist partner?
Spider.
Spider's pretty good.
If you got a big tarantula, you place that on the counter, the right kind of person would freak out.
And is it like a venomous spider, or is it just a regular, like a garden spider?
I don't know. I think it's a bit risky to bring in the old venomous spider.
It could turn on you.
It could turn on you. You don't want that. So what you want is just kind of... just a general house spider you bring in.
Yeah. And like, because otherwise the spider could take all of the funds for themselves, you know? Sell them on the dark web.
Oh, very good,
Let's
Shaun.
fucking go, boys.
I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
What a week. Would you like me to take us out, Conor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with an episode of Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. Everyone who supports us over there, absolute legend, also gets a shout out on the show. So thank you to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast Evanson, New Waffles Who Dis, David Clarke, Dominic, Anna looks forward to the next Irish animal story, Hjelmroos, Daniel McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Frost, currently riding a WWE hyperfixation wave, same. Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine don't like our chances of winning the Eurovision. Russ-Does old Moneybags Meighan support stolen lotto wins so strongly because that's how he made his fortune-Parfitt.
Yes.
If I did, it was entirely legal. Jackson Brueheim will be attending Shaun's upcoming gum eating intervention. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Happy anniversary, Liz, by the way.
Yes.
Ciara Lawler, Judge Lahey, Mikey Chair's #1 fan, Shaun is cool and a genius. Rory, Shaun having a crush on Master Tigress was not on Pete's bingo card for 2025. Jack Markham, Barrel of Cheese, Johnny Ray, Hunter Harvard, the Texas Ironman, Donegal George. Lisa is pondering the pronunciation of film. It's just how it's said. I don't know. It's just
Phylum?
Film. We watch films.
You watch films, do you?
Watch films for the day that's in it. Thank you also to Justin Bowman and Joe Reid. Thank you all for the support. We really, really appreciate you. Heading over to the Patreon if you want to support us over there. There is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @HeroesForHirePod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Devilment's Discussion Group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. Blue Sky is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meighan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.